Hello, my fellow humans. So today I'm gonna talk about fear of being laughed at, and I'm gonna talk about it because of my own fear of being laughed at, and this fear has been with me for such a long time already, and it is stopping me from so many things. It has stopped me in the past and it is stopping me now, and I want to change this, and I also want to share my own process and progress with you so that you can also change it, so you can feel that you're not alone, because I know that many people suffer with the same fear. I spoke a few years ago with my friend, and she was over 30 years old at the time already, and I had a feeling like this is a grown woman, and she is, and yet still she told me that this is her main fear, that she's gonna be laughed at, and it is mine as well. And I was thinking a few days ago about this YouTube channel and how I wanted to grow, and I was a little bit upset because I get so little views, and I know that I get small amount of views because I don't show up as powerfully and confidently as I could, because I'm afraid of speaking on camera, and I'm afraid of speaking on camera because I'm afraid of reactions, and the reaction that I'm afraid of is people laughing at me. And I don't mean laughing at me in a manner where they would laugh at my jokes, but laughing at me for even trying to attempt to make a career out of YouTube and speaking my mind and getting paid for it. It's like, ha 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 ha, who do you think you are? And I watched yesterday an announcement from Pasta Queen that she's gonna get a TV show or Amazon Prime show or something like this, and she shared in her shorts that when she started her channel, people that were close to her didn't believe that she's gonna make it, and look at her now. And I know for me, I am more comfortable showing my face and sharing my message and having strangers see me and watch me and listen to my stories. I'm freaking afraid that my family members find this channel, or my husband's family members find this channel, or some people that I know. And I already spoke about this, but this is kind of one of the themes in my life that is reoccurring, and this is also important to know that even if you do the inner work and you change limiting beliefs and all these things, there are some themes that keep on showing up, and for me is this one, and I know that is for many other people as well. Because why are we afraid of being laughed at? Because when someone laughs at us, it brings in the feeling of separation, like they are making fun of us, and we feel less than and we feel separate. And when we feel less than and separate, our survival mechanism gets triggered. It was in the past a matter of survival if we were isolated from the community, and that's why it feels so dangerous to our nervous system if we get laughed at, if people are making fun of us, because it feels like we are in real life danger. And if you look at how people attack influencers or celebrities. Like every once in a while there's this cancellation drama of whole internet attacking someone, and they love to attack women. Of course they attack men as well, but men has to be rapist or abuser, and for a woman, if she's out of touch with reality, there's gonna be like cancellation all around, like it's happening now with Blake Lively, and before I remember was J Lo, and one model who makes funny skits, Hailey Bailey. I mean, they're just humans, and they sometimes say stupid things or whatever. And yeah, then internet brings all the things they ever did publicly wrong and accuse them of being mean girls and out of touch of reality and etc, etc. And of course, if you have a desire to share what is inside with the world, even if you're on a much smaller scale, you still feel afraid. Oh, what if people are gonna attack me? What if everyone's gonna turn against me? What if my family's gonna turn against me? What if my friends gonna turn against me? What if people will think I'm silly and that I'm stupid, that I am attempting this thing? And what if people think I'm delusional or that I'm not responsible? Like, why am I putting my energy into recording myself on camera when I'm not obviously not that good at this? And why don't I get a real job and things like this? And I gave an example before with celebrities. People think being a singer and being an actor is a real job, but when it comes to influencers and content creators, there are so many people who think this is not a real job. And I mean, I kind of agree with them, because what I also really see as a real job, I'm not gonna now say all the real jobs, but you know, manufacturing and building buildings that we live in, and metal industry and this type of things, and building roads, shipping, these seem to me usually like the most real jobs, like where the physical work is involved and where actual things are built. And the type of jobs that we all need in order to live in civilization, and the type of jobs that you cannot just manifest those things being done. Also, like cleaning, you cannot just manifest your house being clean. You have to step up to the work or hire a cleaner, but someone has to do the work. So I can get why people think of influencers and people just talking on the internet or recording themselves doing different things, why people don't see this as a real job. But it is also reality right now, at the times we live in, that this is also a real job, because it makes people money. People watch the content, and creators have ads on content, and they make money from the ads, and also partnerships and all of these things, and they create a job for themselves. So it is a job. So anyway, my main job at the moment, and I hope it's gonna be for a long time because I so much love doing it, is coaching. And this channel is also for promotion of my coaching services, and also for me to build up this muscle of public speaking, of being comfortable in front of camera and sharing myself with the world, so that when the time comes, and maybe even if I will change professions or industry, I will need public speaking, the skill of being able to express what I feel and think inside into coherent sentences without shaking or stumbling on my words all the time or eating down my words all the time. So it is useful practice for me in all ways. Like, even if I don't make money from this channel, and even if it never grows enough that I can use it as promotion for my coaching business, even just making those videos without people actually watching them, it is good for me and it's good for my future, because I am practicing my skill of public speaking, of speaking in front of camera. And I watched a video when I was editing a few days ago, a video that had no views so far. But when I was editing it, I had a moment when I was like, oh my god, I'm getting better at this. And I felt so proud of myself that I'm keeping at this, even though there's almost no views and almost no subscribers. And I have 64 subscribers, so I cannot say there's almost no subscribers, but you know how it is with YouTube. They probably don't even see those videos because you click subscribe, and maybe it shows you the videos or not. But anyway, I have some subscribers and I'm grateful for you all. Back to fear of being laughed at and how was my mental process with this fear. So when I thought about this YouTube channel and how I want to grow it, I had a dream then, a day before yesterday. Before I woke up, I had this dream that feels then like, oh, my subconscious is telling me something. And in that dream, people close to me were laughing at me for having a YouTube channel. It was kind of like they found out and they were making fun of me. And it was a clear message, like, this is the thing now to work on. And I want to share some of the things that I wrote down. I used the mental fog remover. It sometimes sounds like I say F word, like mental F remover, and I kind of like this because it is to stop giving a F about things that you worry about, but it's about mental fog, like FOG. It's a mental fog remover. And you can get this tool on my website. There's a link below, so check it out. I love this tool. It's super useful for me. I'm gonna share my process, my thought process with you. I have my notebook here. And people laughing at me would be a problem if I decide then, if this actually happens, that family members or people I know but don't feel that much close to, but still care about their opinion, if they find my YouTube channel and they laugh at me, it's possible that this happens. And if it happens, I create this into a problem if I believe that I suck, and that then I stop doing these videos. And if they just laugh at me or find my voice annoying or whatever, don't like that I'm doing these videos, and I continue doing them, then this is not a problem for me. And it's also not a problem for me if I know that some people will laugh, that some people will find me boring, annoying, that some people will not like my voice. And if I just accept that this is a fact and I am aware of this, that this can happen, and not make it into a problem, it's like, okay, I can know that I am still safe even if this happens. Then I progressed into what I'm gonna do if those things happen and I feel uncomfortable. I'm gonna take a breath and I can shake and stretch so that I can get this out of my system and calm myself down and see that it's not such a threat. And I also put down that I can allow myself to have a drama moment, like, oh, they're laughing at me and I knew this gonna happen and everyone hates me and whatever I try to do, it all fails. I'm such a failure. Like, they all see that I suck. Like, to allow myself to have this drama moment and play it out and then put myself back together. And what else? Oh, this one is a good one. This is also people laughing at me. This is also a problem if I believe that people laughing at me is a sign of universe, life, God laughing at me and abandoning me. So this is like really important, because if people laugh at me, as I mentioned before, there's this sense of separation. And if I take this as though I'm now separate from life, from God, like if I take some people laughing at me as a sign that the universe, the God, is abandoning me, then this becomes a problem. But if I'm like, yeah, I knew this is gonna happen, not everyone's gonna like me, but I still deeply and completely love myself, and I know that I have friends, and that I have amazing husband, and that there are so many great people in my life, and that I have nature, and that I have universe, that I have God, and I'm so loved, even if I'm not loved by everyone, I am still deeply and completely loved, and I'm loved by myself. Then this is not such a big deal, because I don't create separation from myself. I don't separate myself from the world. I can feel bad for a moment, and as I said, I can have some drama and I can call a friend and support system, but I don't isolate myself from life as I used to. That was my go-to response when people didn't like me. If someone didn't like me, I felt as though the whole world doesn't like me now. Okay, more little aha moments. This is not a problem if I believe that people laughing at me is a sign that I am putting myself out there and getting views. And this is not a problem if I believe that I can use whatever comes my way for my own good. And this is not a problem if I believe that I can use my friends and my coach for support. And this is not a problem if I don't abandon myself when something like this happens. This is the part in the mental fog remover where you don't really go into whole changing your beliefs, but you go into seeing what kind of thinking creates the problem and what kind of thinking decreases the problem. And you can see that you have option in your mind which kind of thinking you choose. You see that you have an option, but it does not mean that now you have to change your belief completely, because just seeing this, how you create or uncreate the problem with your thinking, makes you aware how the problem exists in your mind and that you have power to change things and to do things differently. And then the next step is about the actions that you take, and I wrote down that I can play out those dramas in my head, because I imagine someone laughing at me, and then I go into this whole drama of what nasty things would they say to me and how I would feel. And usually I just I don't want to think about it, but then I do think about it and I push it away, but it still plays out in my mind. And I realized it would be much better if I take some time and play that drama out, that I put myself into my role and role of the other person, and I say those words out loud or a bit silently so that not everyone hears me, but still that I involve my body in working through that drama and that I put it out of myself, not just have it in my mind, but that I put it out of myself. And as I do this, I can also involve in the practices I know for nervous system regulating, so I can then play out that drama and regulate myself. So when it comes that someone will laugh at me, I have more resources. I have more resources. I have more options of different things that I can say if I already played this out previously. And I train this muscle of knowing that I can be okay. Try this out and see how it works for yourself. It's one thing when I talk to you about it, and the other thing when you try it for yourself. But really do include these body practices and nervous system regulations so that you don't get then too much into your head and then with your thoughts into a negative spiral and feel completely wiped out then and not able to do anything. So I played a few of those dramas out a little bit, and at some point I felt tears coming up, and then I did those body practices, and I also then put on music and dance it out so that I can diffuse that trauma that comes up through my body and shake it off. So what else I can do action wise? Keep making these videos and also take time for my inner child, like every day a few minutes for my inner child and my nervous system to calm down and to just give myself so much love and admiration and all the things that my inner child needs so that it feels safe and confident to show up. The next step in the mental fog remover, it is asking yourself how it is gonna benefit other people. If I work through this problem, how it's gonna benefit other people. And my answer was that if I share this on my YouTube channel, that some people will find it relatable and maybe they will also, despite having fear of people laughing at them, choose themselves and show up and do something and take a step forward. Even if they don't resolve the fear completely right now, you can still take a little step. The next question in the mental fog remover is, what is outside of my control? Usually when I ask this question, the answer is that it is outside of my control how other people perceive me. And this is not completely true, because depending on how I show up, I can affect or manipulate, if you will, how other people perceive me. If I show up like super shaky, people will perceive me in one way, and if I show up as confident and authentic, people will perceive me in other way. So I have some influence and control over this, but still I don't have complete control over this, because no matter how I show up and if I am authentic, some people will still not like me. People will perceive me and what I'm saying and how I'm saying it through their filters about, I don't know, women, about white women, about people who decide to share themselves on the internet, about all kinds of things. I can remind them of someone and I can be repelling to them just because they don't have a good experience with a person that I remind them of, and they can decide to hate me right away, even if they don't know me. So this is what I don't have complete influence over. And when I know this, I can decide, is that gonna stop me? When you actually put this down, it's like in the mental fog remover, this goes into the fourth quadrant. And I imagine in my head that even if I'm still afraid of people hating me or laughing at me, I feel that for some time this fear can now chill in this fourth quadrant. Like you put it into a back seat. You probably know this metaphor where you put your fear on the back seat. So it chills there, and then I can go and take the actions. Probably the fear is gonna come up and those limiting beliefs gonna come back up again, but I can still move forward. So I hope this was useful, and you can get the mental fog remover on my website, link is below, and you can also sign up for one-on-one coaching sessions. I work with creative people, with business owners, with people who have many ideas, and we bring what you have in idea form into a physical reality through taking actions and doing the inner work, deep inner work. So thanks for watching, and I love you, and bye bye.